May gabi sa tanan, unity. Nagyapon pasalamat kita kay dalayaw na Ginoo sa matawag niya. Kay gilinan niya padayon kita magkalagyan sa iya. We thank the Lord sa sing mga matawag niya palatapon to live out the name of our God. So for tonight, an apple reflection is taken from the book of Genesis chapter 39, verses 1 to 20. Genesis chapter 39, verses 1 up to verse 20. Again, the book of Genesis chapter 39, 1 to 20. Now Joseph had been taken down to Egypt. Potiphar, an Egyptian who was one of Pharaoh's officials, the captain of the guard, bought him from the Ismaelites who had taken him there. The Lord was with Joseph, and he prospered, and he lived in the house of his Egyptian master, with his master saw that the Lord was with him, and that the Lord gave him success in everything he did. Joseph found favor in his eyes and became his attendant. Potiphar put him in charge of his household, and he entrusted to his care everything he owned. From the time he put him in charge of his household and of all that he owned, the Lord blessed the household of the Egyptian because of Joseph. The blessing of the Lord was on everything Potiphar had, both in the house and in the field. So he left in Joseph's care everything he had, with Joseph in charge. He did not concern himself with everything except food he ate. Now Joseph was well built and handsome, and after a while, his master's wife took notice of Joseph and said, "Come to bed with me." But he refused. With me in charge, he told her, "My master does not concern himself with anything in the house. Everything he owns he has entrusted to my care. No one is greater in this house than I am. My master has withheld nothing from me except you, because you are his wife. How then could I do such a wicked thing and sin against God?" And though she spoke to Joseph day after day, he refused to go to bed with her or even be with her. One day he went into the house to attend to his duties, and none of the household servants was inside. She caught him by his cloak and said, "Come in bed with me." And he left his cloak in her hand and ran out of the house. When she saw that he had left his cloak in her hand and had run out of the house, she called her household servants. "Look," she said to them, "this Hebrew has been brought to us to make sport of us. He came in here to sleep with me, but I screamed. When he heard me scream for help, he left his cloak beside me and ran out of the house." 16. She kept his cloak inside her until her master came home. Then she told him this story. "The Hebrew slave you brought us came to me to make sport of me. But as soon as I screamed for help, he left his cloak beside me and ran out of the house." 19. When his master heard the story his wife told him, saying, "This is how your slave treated me," he burned with anger. Joseph's master took him and put him in prison, the place where the king's prisoners were confined. But while Joseph was there in the prison, kabay ang Ginoong Diyos ang magpakamaayo sa simapulong sa liwan nga mga mangin sentro sa aton pagpamanadaw sa kami magapangamuyon ta. Labing balaan gaman ng Diyos ako na amay, ari kami sa padayon namon yung journey from the book of Genesis through the life of your servant Joseph, O God. Sa among niyang pagtuon sa sining gabi, tagay kami sa mensahe nga magatundo, magabuli, nga magahatag sa amon si kaalam. The man Joseph, he was also an ordinary person. But kung paano siya nakasurvive, hindi tungkol siya kasalanan, kundi tungkol sa grasya na nagikan sa iyo. So for tonight, Lord, guide sa amon may reflection, i-guide kami paliyog sa minsay na loyal ni mo niya tayo sa amon. Salamat din sa ngalan ni Jesus. Amen. Now, diri naton makita, wala niya din paboran ini nga bata by giving some robe with many colors, kaya sa mga vision or mga dreams ni Joseph that someday ang iyang mautod mag-bow down sa even his father and mother, nga nagtuga or nagresulta ng isang hatred sa iyang mga kauturan to the point nga nagkaugtad siya. So last time, studiyan natin ang danger of favoritism. That among the siblings, it is dangerous kung may isa ka person nga mas labi kag mas palangga i-compare sa iba niya mga utod. Now, so makita natin ang storya nga pagdapo diri 39, dasig ang aton nga journey diri because may mga portion pa that one day si Jacob nagsugod sa sining nga bata nga magkadto sa field para nga ihatag ang pagkaon or budget nga supply sa pagkaon sa mga utod nga to sa wilderness tungod mga shepherds sila. So sa nakita nila nga wala sa tubig, nga hindi man siya makasaka sa ibabaw. Until such time na may mga caravan known as the Israelites or Ismailites nga naglabay dito ng mga negosyante kanikuha siya kanibaliya as a slave. No? So makita natin ang journey sa life ni Joseph kanikuha siya sa buho kagindala sa Egypt, kagdira sa Egypt may madamong mga proseso kung paano siya nakadamot sa gatawag naton pinakataas nga success sa kabuhi known as the pinnacle of success from pit to pinnacle. Now, ari kita subok sa chapter 39 sa puluyan ni Potiphar. Amo ni ang nauna nga lugar nga istaran ni Joseph. Sa Egypt, mas worse kag mabudlay ang kaibtanan ni Joseph tungod mag-aadya siya sa bago nga kultura, bago nga lingwahe, bago nga tao, kag bago nga kostumbre nga dapat yan sundod nga practices. Aras sa Egypt. Sa sulod sa isa ka bago nga master, ang iya kabuhi as a slave, you are only a property. Pagkabutan ka lang. That's why in the ancient times, once a person called a slave, wala na sa right sa kabuhi niya. Property ka sa master. The moment kang bakal ikaw, hindi ka pwede makapalagyo. Sa ato niya, pwede na kasi malagyo ko, hindi ko na namian, may skate ko. No. Pag magpalagyo ka sa nagbakal sa imo, wala ka sa panaguan tungkol ma-identify ka sa mga slaves catcher, dakot ka, kag-torture ka. Diin ang pilion mo. Magapabiling sa master mo or mag-aantos ka sa torture na ma-experience mo tungkol kay nag-iskapo ka. In the household of Potiphar. Kadasig sa iyang pag-grow, sa malipot lang ang matinion, diri makita naton nga ining person nangin manamit siya, nangin isa siya ka-pleasing at tao sa isa ka sekreto nga bagay that the success to the life of Joseph, the Bible speaks out that the Lord was with him. In other words, success is nothing without God. Tandaan na nila, wala pulos ang kadungganan, kamangkaran, kagkaayuhan nga ma-acquire naton sa kalibutan kung wala na ang Ginoo sa kabuhian. So, dili, ini nga chapter si Joseph nag-atuban sa pinaka budlay na kaibtanan nga tanan kita, it's either babae or lalaki na in-party sa kabuhian naton. The word is temptation. No? So, kung ano man ang mga bagay na nag-abot kay Joseph, this is very worse. Pero kung paano siya naging victorious, it is because of the presence of the Lord. And take note, the temptation wears many faces. Number one, material temptation. It is the lust for things. In other words, may mga tao nga grabe ang desire nila sa kabuhi nila, they are willing sa pag-sacrifice or sa pag-give up sa ila pamilya, sa ila abyan, sa mga tao sa palibot nila just for the sake of material things na maging-aral sila. Willing sila na not only to give up but even to kill a person for the sake of things. Amo nang pinaka-mabutay kita. Second, known as the personal temptation. It is the lust for name, for authority, for power, or control over others. It is the lust na dapat i-recognize kung sino ka, kag otoridad, kag kahong, kag pagkontrolar sa mga tao sa palibot. But in the life of Joseph, aring ginigo siya, known as sensual temptation. It is the lust for a person's body that does not rightfully belong to you. Now, so maybe damo sa mga tao that even the great men recorded in the Bible nagkalapol down ini sila. But their failures, the chapters sa life nila kung di sila na failed, that's not final. Hindi sila final. One of the examples, David. Si David, known as the great man, he was called as the man after God's own heart. Tao siya, we consider very close to the heart of God. Pero tao siya, niya kuntunan nato, not only sensual, but even personal temptation, known as power, name, and authority. Napukan siya. Nadagdag si David, kalamuni ang pinaka-dark moment in the life of David, but that is not final. In other words, kung di ka na pull down, wala na siya nag-define that your future failed na siya. But what is important through the story of Joseph, sa nadagdag siya, ang pinalangid niya na namihan kay David, kay David, sa mga moment na nadagdag siya, nakita niya ang kag wala siya nagpabilin sa consequence, but rather he found that he kneeled before the presence of the Lord and he asked God in Psalms chapter 51, restore to me the joy of my salvation. Take not away thy Holy Spirit from me. Yeah, Lord, sa imo lang ako nakasala. Even Solomon, many times, the reason was that the kingdom was divided because of his lifestyle. Not only in the faith, not only in power, but even in the temptation through the woman. So madamog sa mga bagay diri kay hindi kita makasiling naton niya, oy, maalagad ka mo sa Ginoo, hindi na ka pumadagdag. No. The more ka nag-inaral ka sa pinakod, the more ka nagasaksid ang tao sa iyang pagpangabuhi, be careful. Because in every blessing and every responsibility and every authority kayatan sa imong, be careful. Dira nagasugod ang pinakabakod niya ng temptation. It might be hindi ka madagdag sa sensual. It might be mahulog ka sa personal temptation just to boast yourself or to exalt yourself that you are much masinaton, mas dami ka ikumpara sa iba. So that's why madamong nag-record sa Bible nga kung paano sila na-pull down, kag kung paano sila na-restore, the word is, it is because of the grace of God. So the point is, anuman ang mga failures, kung diin ka man na-pull down, wala na siya na-define sa imong future. What is important, kung diin ka nagagad, tira ka magsugod sa ka, kagapanumbalan sa Ginoo. So, tanawin nato na sensual temptation na natabo sa kay Joseph. That is in verse 7. Verse 7, verse 10, verse 12. Okay, tanawin nato. After a while, his master's wife took notice of Joseph and said, come to bed with me. How about in verse 10? Take note the Lord. Ang iyang invitation, okay, verse 10. And though she spoke to Joseph day after day, remember church, sa isa kadako kapuloy-an ni Potiphar, ini adlaw-adlaw na ginariso ni Joseph sa iyang pusoan. Ang isa kadako invitation, but the word nga consider daily, she spoke to Joseph day after day. So, anong hinimo ni Joseph? Refused. Another verse is in verse 12. Another verse, she caught him by his cloak and said, come to bed with me. In other words, hindi nga babayi, gino-open niya niya kaugalingon na Biblia na hindi niya pakipot-kipot. No? Waay tira niya bana, waay tira ang iyang mga servants, ginabantayan niya nga wala sa tao, and then this great temptation, the part of the man of death, open ang presentation, come to bed with me. Now, sa sinansing makita naman sa verse 8, verse 10 again, and verse 12, ang response ni Joseph. Let's go back again, verse 8. He refused. Verse 10. Another word, he refused. Verse 12. Hindi siya magpamigil. Madagdagan siya. He refused, and the last step, move, kaya ni Joseph, he ran. Ang so muling situation, yan experience ni Joseph. Ang question din, ano ang possible reasons nga hindi nga mga bagay si Joseph nag-refuse, or nagdalaga? First, verses 8 and 9. The first reason recorded in verse 8 and 9. He refused with me in charge. He told her, my master does not concern himself with anything in the house. Everything he owns, he has entrusted to my care. 9. No one is greater in this house than I am. My master has withheld nothing from me except you. Because you are his wife, how then could I do such a wicked thing and sin against God? The first reason why he refused and ran, because he was loyal to his superior. He was loyal to his superior. Grabe ang respect sa iyang person, sa iyang master, ang iyang pagtulog sa iyang agalod. Kag diri makita naton ang loyalty, which is very hard pangitapon sa isugo. Partnership in business, offices, love life, marriage life, ang issue sa loyalty, may dako niya ng question mark. But Joseph, why he refused, why he ran? It is because he was loyal to his superior. Second, that is in verse 9. Ang ihambal ni Joseph, how then could I do such a wicked thing, and I do such a wicked thing? How then could I do such sin against my God? Joseph was morally responsible. Ang Diyos para sa iya, hindi kathang-isip, hindi istorya, kundi tuod sa pagkatao niya. Siguro ang muling kuntani ang ma-define sa heart sa mga tao na nag-claim believers of Jesus Christ, nga hindi natin ma-show ang obedience and loyalty in serving the Lord, though we believe in God. But question is God real to you? Tutuod yun man bala ang pagkilala mo sa sinang Diyos? Or base ang pagkilala mo sinang Diyos tungod kay nabatian mo yung testimony sa imo pero wala ka sa personal nga encounter with that God in your heart? but you believe that there is God, but He is not truly real in your hearts. So that's why for him, God was more real to Joseph than anything on earth. Haring pinaka-worst na scenario nga natabo kay Joseph in verse 8:14 to 8:10. This is now the accusation. The accusation. She called her household servants, look, imo ang tanaw ba? Nangita siya sa mga testigo na mag-testify nga accusation, valid or real. This Hebrew has been brought to us to make sport of us. He came in here to sleep with me. But nagsinggit ko. No? Nagsinggit ko. Paano pa lang mga salya? Another verse 15. When he heard me scream for help, he left his cloak. Hindi niya iyakunom sa akon. Kag nagdalagan. 16. When she gave his cloak beside her until his master came home, then she told him this story, that Hebrew slave you brought us came to me to make sport of me. But as soon as I screamed for help, he left his cloak beside me and ran out of the house. Church statement. Hindi interesado si Mrs. Potiphar sa kuno ni Joseph. Hindi siya nag-interest ang lawas ni Joseph. Because si declaration kaya sa Bible, Joseph, dito na ang verse, he was handsome. No? Guwapo, mayong lawas, kag mayong tindog. No? So ako na natabo siya. Meaning to say, hindi siya interesado sa kunog ni Joseph. Interesado siya kay Joseph. But since hindi matiluan si Joseph, she accused Joseph sa isa kabagay na hindi real. Pero ano natabo? Ang resulta is in verse 19 and 20. From accusation to the result. When his master heard the story, his wife told him, sa may mo, dinupatihan niya, slave or wife. This is how your slave treated me, he burned. That was the result. Ang resulta, si Potiphar, a royal guard, grabe ang kaanin niya, natural na kabalatsagon. Burned with anger. So the result in verse 20, Joseph's master took him and put him in prison, the place where the king's prisoners were confined. But while Joseph was there in prison, anong isa din kabagay na ma-learn natin? During the Old Testament time, even time of Egypt, ang prisuan nila yara sa dalong sa duta inatawag dungeon. He was in prison for almost 2 years. Lawing-lawing. Budlay-budlay. Pero yun naman, ang pinakamatahog na bagay na kubalikon natin ang declaration sa Bible that even from pig to dungeon, journey to the king palace, to the throne, and to the pinnacle of success, the important word. In circumstances, in the time of difficulties or whatever accusations, ang pinakadami iyang na promisan, the Lord was with Joseph. The secret of Joseph's success, the Lord was with Joseph. The secret of Joseph's strength, the Lord was with Joseph. The secret of Joseph's victory, the Lord was with Joseph. The secret of his success sa pinakataas, the Lord was with Joseph. So kanami nga makita natin nga ang blessing na ginibon sa isa ka person nga nag-acknowledge kag nag-submit sa authority sa gahom kag sa presensya sa Ginoo. Because according again in verse 2, the Lord was with Joseph and he prospered and he lived in the house of the Egyptian master. When his master saw that the Lord was with him, kanami no, hindi matago sa mata sang dili tumuloon kung ang tao nga Kristohanon nagakabuhi kag aware sa presensya sa Diyos. Hindi mo na matago. That even the unbelievers makakita kung sino ka, anong kabuhi, kag sino ang nagapakabuhi kung sino. The morning declaration sa Bible, and that the Lord gave him success and everything he did, Joseph found favor in his eyes and became the attendant. Potiphar put him in charge of his household, and he trusted to his care everything he owned. And also put in another verse, from the time he put him in charge of his household and of all that he owned, the Lord blessed the household of the Egyptians. Church, bagay nga tandaan ta, kung ikaw ang tao na i-bless sa Ginoo, ka ang tao ang Diyos nagaupod sa imo, isang hindi ka magkato, tandaan mo na ang presensya mo magadalang blessing sa iba. Isa nagapamangkot kita na madamot sa tao nag-claim ni Kristohanon pero makakanto sa puluyan, sa opisina o diin man sila nangimbahing bira, sila ang una na isyo na nagkabangganan sa konflikto sa sinangan lugar. The question because nakita ko lang sa Bible that a true man or woman of God and the Lord was with that person, diin man siya nga lugar, magkanto, magkakabuhi siya, kaya tinabless ang Ginoo, not only the person, but the place. That's why ang promise ng God kay Abraham, the book of Genesis chapter 12. Abraham, leave your country, your father's household, and go to the land that I will show you. I will bless you. I will make your name great. I will bless those who bless you, and I will curse those who curses you. All the nations will be blessed because of you. In other words, because Abraham received the blessing from God, the Lord blessed Abraham. His life naging channel of blessing to the people. His life naging agent of blessing to the place. Kaya mo nang tandaan mo, kung tutuod ka ng Kristohanon, ka ang Diyos na upod sa imo, kaya makamaayo ka sa Ginoo, sinuman ang tao na upod mo, nagaka-bless sa kabuhi mo, kag diin ka man nga lugar magkakanto, kag mag-i-start, i-bless sa Ginoo because of your presence. Pero, kung nag-pretend lang kita knowing that we have God, sing ganon lang kamaturan, hindi magadalang blessing, but through you, madamo ang magkaka-bless ka mga lugar nga instead of blessing, pinag-curse sa Diyos because of it. So for tonight, this is a reminder, encouragement, a challenge sa life natin through the man of God. His name is Joseph. So the practical implication, kung sa diya natin ang life ni Joseph, do not be weakened by your situation. So he remained strong, faithful, loyal to the Lord sa pinaka-worst niya situation ngayon na lontaran. Another thing, do not be gentle with your emotion. Do not be gentle with your emotion. In other words, parang kahumong ka dito sa palatsahon mo. So when we talk about temptations sa life natin na mag-resulta sa pagka-pull down, do not allow your emotion na mag-ruin sa imo kaugalingon, ilang sa imo pamangapuna. That's why God is masin natin wise, ibutan sa Ginoo ang brain sa ibabaw para ang aton heart nga alin. Not hindi tungod ang aton heart mag-rule over sa aton mind. Because the sense sa aton reasoning is in our mind, not in our hearts. Many times, ari kita din nagkaka-pull down. Di anong di pastor, di palapda ko siya pastor. Di pastor, ako hindi na matyagan mo. Di ako na galing na matyagan mo. Di anong gina-reason sa banyo. Di kong tira ka. Ano ang future mo? O di mas bahala na lang important, di ka palang kaanay kami. At the end of the day, sa journey mo, nakasigap, mahipasapuna, ipulso lang ang handog butan wala ko nagsama. No? So gibutan sa Ginoo nga ibig man ang aton mind ang magakontrolar sa aton emosyon, dapat ini sila nagakabagay sa ilang mga desisyon. Nabatyagan mo ako sini, pero nabatyagan mo that is unwise. So nabatyagan ko nga, napinsaran ko nga hindi maayo, pero lang yung nabatyagan ko. So be careful. So that's why do not be gentle with your emotion. And the third practical application, do not be confused by the immediate results. In Joseph's life, the time he refused, wala sa choice. The consequence, ibutan siya sa piso. No choice. He refused, but no choice. So for Joseph, it is okay for me to suffer sa isa ka injustice nga nag-impart sa kabuhi ko than to dishonor my God in my body. So church, wala din sa aton exempted sa temptation. Kag wala din sa aton maka-declare na I am strong. Kung makasurvive kita sa times of temptation, in any aspect of temptation, phases of temptation, dumdumo naton, it is not by our strength. It is always by the grace of God in order for us to become humble, simple person in the sight of our God. So ayon tonight, mga bagay na ma-learn natin sa kabuhin natin, that the secret of success, whatever success may experience in Joseph, deciding a challenge sa atin, the keyword is, he always acknowledged God, God's presence sa iyo. Because the Bible says, the Lord was with him. Let us pray. Lord God, madamong gid nga salamat sa sininga reflection, sa sininga reminder or encouragement para sa amon tanan. Salamat sa imo katutong, salamat sa imo pagpakipupon, salamat sa imo pagpalagya. Ang kabuhi ni Joseph, Lord, nagapakita lamang sa among man. Hindi siya extraordinary man. Isa siya katao kasubong namon sa may kaluyokon. Pero kung paano siya nakasurvive, it is because of your grace. It is because of your mercy. It is because of you. Katubod nakita niya ni Ginoo, wala siya sa basis or even ground na magapos sa kaugalingon niya. Nga naging victorious siya or even naging successful siya sa pagkabuhi. Hindi tanan tungkol sa Ginoo patuloy siya. So in our journey, all kabay nga ma-discover naman ang isa matahong nga pagsugod sa among padayon na pagpaglakaton. Ang maging aware kami sa imo presensya na mag-aupod sa amon. Sa tingin man, sa anuman na mahandog sa among pagkabuhi. That even sa circumstance, sa temptation, sa trials, or even success. Lord, salamat. Yung pinakatahong is always to acknowledge you. Naupod ka naman sa tanan ko. Lord, sa sinan, makatitog kami sa grasya ng hatag mo sa amin. Salamat sa tanan. Ang pagdayaw, pag-imaya, pag-insay mo, Diyos, pag sa kahog sa kalan ng Jesus Christ. Kabay.